do you want to have a fun discussion just to end the night? It was going to be Trump,
Hell
but we've
yeah.
got a whole week to talk about that
No.
and then the inauguration,
Yeah.
and I'm sure
I
there's
can
people that know
wait.
more about it.
I did see that when I was at dinner. I saw the notification on Blue Sky and I saw the Trump and I went, oh no. No,
Well,
please.
then this stunning, this has to be someone's pet project.
Yeah.
Tradwives.
Oh, fucking Tradwives. Let's go.
Why some women are ditching their careers to become tradwives.
Oh my god, are
This
mainstream
is,
media only just finding out about Tradwives?
I swear, this is somebody's. I'm
Story.
not sure who the reporter is. She is a common, well-known reporter. Uh, I swear this is her pet or someone in her team's pet that has been waiting for a slow news day to post this, because this has been around for a while. But just have a listen. This is
Hell
great.
yeah.
And over the past few years, it stands for traditional wife and is used by women who say they're claiming back traditional gender roles by ditching careers to be a wife, mother, and someone who can cook pretty much anything from scratch. Senior reporter Juliet Speedy told us she took a break from her sourdough fermentation to bring us this story.
Have you heard of Nara Smith?
Around the holidays is when I always find myself craving desserts more than anything.
What about Hannah Nealman and her more than 9 million followers?
And I was craving homemade bread, homemade jam.
What about the trad wife Estee Williams?
What is a trad wife?
Well, might you just ask? Trad wife stands for traditional wife. It's a new online movement promoting the rise of domesticity, traditional gender roles. Think 1950s housewives.
Women are proudly stating that they don't want a career and they want to be a full-time wife and mother.
But now our society has gone so far in the feminist direction.
But these full-time wives and
Okay, that's where I started to lose my shit. Okay, I'll state it. Tradwives don't have a problem with them. If you wanna stay at home, you wanna look after babies, you wanna cook your man meals, and that is what you as a human being want to do, and you're not being coerced into it or whatever. You do you, babe. Like, I wholeheartedly, if that's your goal in life, I'm so happy for you. But this whole idea of like feminism has said that career woman boss babe is the only way to do it, has missed the point of feminism entirely.
To be fair, yeah. I mean, also to be fair, when it comes to the Tradwife stuff, I'm chronically online. I've been following this. I've watched deep lore, like hour-long essays on this. So like, this is actually something I know a lot about. First of all, it's partially like it coincides with the red pill kind of thing. So like,
yeah,
this is Tradwife is basically the wife to Andrew Tate and the red pillars.
Yeah,
this is where we had what was Pearl, just pearly things. She was the word. I feel like that's where it started. For anyone who doesn't know who Just Pearly Things is, she was a horribly like a woman with a lot of internalized misogyny who basically just started being a pick-me, trying to follow the Andrew Tate crowd and be like, and I'll be your perfect little submissive girl.
I don't think she was originally like that. She made content that was very much not that, and then something happened or something she said got massive views and she rode the train, which I feel like that is the epitome of just about every right-wing commentator. Is they start fairly neutral-ish or sort of a little bit borderline, and then once they start to get that traction because they go further to the right and it causes them to blow up, they just go full head, like Elon Musk, Joe Rogan.
Absolutely.
Two great examples of it. Alex Jones, always a bit of batshit crazy, but he went full batshit crazy. Pearly Things, perfect example.
Yeah, there's also actually even better example. I can't remember their name, but there was a trans content creator who, because of all of the anti-trans stuff around Dylan Mulvaney, all of those kinds of things, you know, the anti, like, was it LGBT, LGB minus T, all these things. And like, she went hard on the right wing. Like, she started burning rainbow flags and being anti, like, queer. And then like, it went on for about a year and a half, I think. And then she came out being like, yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. I was struggling with so many things. And I just wanted these people who rejected me to love me because they represented, you know, her family and things that she had grown up around. And like, A lot of these are just very reactionary things. And I mean, that tradwife stuff as well. I mean, it's the same way you've also got like the 4B movement, which is the complete opposite of the tradwife movement. It's really just a fad, to be honest. That's why I find it funny. It's kind of on mainstream news. That's why when you said it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I've finally learned about this.
This next little bit kind of goes into that as well. Some of the issues with jumping into this lifestyle a bit more, which this is actually probably more so about the environment they were in and less so about, I guess, a critique on tradwifism. I think it's just things that people have to watch out for. And I've muted it. Well done.
Women are 3 times
economic risk to women. Become perfect tradwife. It's been labelled out of touch and also an economic risk to women, particularly if they divorce.
Women are 3 times more likely to end up in poverty after a divorce than men. And I think as mesmerising as the content is to watch, it's really important that we look at the financial implications of being a traditional wife.
Good morning, friends. It's 4:26 a.m. and I'm making my husband a breakfast sandwich and his lunch.
It's also spurned the spin-off term on social media of hagwife.
Here's what I made today as a hagwife. The first thing I did when I got up this morning is ask absolutely nobody what they wanted for breakfast.
But that's the great thing about both the internet and life. There's room for all.
Being a wife and a mother should be your top priority always. And that is what is so great about this movement. Order is coming back into place in a chaotic world.
So while
that is where I get very frustrated.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. Is that, traditionally what? Like, whose tradition?
I don't know if that is her honest belief and like you're allowed to have that opinion, but the whole idea of feminism, in my opinion, is it's the movement towards not just women, but everyone having their own autonomy, their own ability to make their own wealth or live on their own or choose to have children, choose to have children, to be the stay-at-home father, be the stay-at-home mother, the choice to have all of those things, not and like people, sometimes it's a privilege to be a bloody trad wife. Like if you've got the privilege to not need a dual income and you can stay at home and look after the kids and that's what you want to do, that's a privilege. The ability, the opposite of that, like having to work and you want to be a stay-at-home mum, but actually it's more economically viable to go to work, that's the opposite of a privilege. That's an economic situation, the social situations. It's caused by the environment that you're in, and that's really sad. Like there should be people that if they want to be a trade wife, they should be allowed to do so. But that last chick, I swear she's brainwashed. Yeah.
No, that's
it's not the job of a woman to be the wife and the house, the baby taker, the caretaker. Like you're more than that. I think that's the thing. As a woman, you're more than that.
Well, and I think that's the thing is that I often find when it comes to these type of trends, especially when it comes to any trend where a person takes one facet of their personality and their identity and then just makes everything that's because there is insecurities, there is issues that go so much deeper. Like, you know what? Maybe also some people are like, having autonomy and having to work every fucking day is really hard. And you know what? I just want to break. Like, I could see people starting there and maybe leading down a rabbit hole as well. But also, I think the main issue for me is they're glorifying something that they truly don't understand. Because there's a comment here, not to mention how many 1950s housewives were depressed and on doctor-prescribed uppers just to cope with the boredom. And that is a really fucking great point, because the thing is, tradwives, like, yes, they had the economic ability to stay home, spend quality time with their kids, be able to do all the, like, it can be really therapeutic and meditating to sit there and bake and cook. I love doing that shit, If I'm having a bad day, sometimes there's nothing better than just making a meal for people. But like, you don't have to make first wave feminism your entire personality in order to do that. You can just do it. And you can just be like, I was happy that I did this. I love that I get to do this. You don't have to go and just,
all trade
sell
wife,
up something that you don't understand. Also, a lot of them, it wasn't just uppers, like the opiates that they were abusing. the amount of
Shock therapy.
alcoholism that was within, mum's drinking wine every night because she can't handle that fucking, because I saw someone make a comment like, what's a trad husband? Well, exactly. That means the man's gone all the time. Traditionally back then, often he would also go to the pub after work. So that's even less time he's spending at home with the family. Then he has to come. Yeah, he has to come home and have his meal cooked. I mean, the amount of people who had drinking issues, because also men suffered during that time as well.
Yeah.
Sure, they had it a lot better than the women, but they too were suffering because, I'm sorry, but you don't drink yourself into a stupor every night and beat your kids because you're having a great fucking time. You don't avoid your family every weekend to go golfing or to do whatever else you're doing because you love your family. There are so many issues, and to just glorify, and to put that spotlight on the cute, fun aesthetic is just disgusting.
Yeah. There's so many issues. There are so many issues with everything in life. There's issues with everything. Like, everything is a spectrum of things. It has its issues and it has its positives and negatives. But you could say the same about the complete opposite of that. The whole boss
babe,
girl,
yeah,
girl boss,
yeah.
boss babes and girl bosses, and like the idea that you have to be the most successful woman and you got to run your own business and like have a great career, and like there is a lot of toxicity in that as well. But
exactly,
I think
it's
as long
the
as
extreme.
Yeah, it's the extremes of both. Like I honestly believe it doesn't matter who you are, what your gender, what you believe in. I think as long as you have autonomy in what you say and what you do, and you're actually doing what is right in your heart, then, and it makes you happy, then I'm happy for you. If you want to be your trad wife, you go for it. If you want to be boss babe, you go for it. If you want to be dad, stay at home dad, you want to be trad dad, go for it. But it's
as long as
Find
you're
your own way,
happy
people.
and the people around you aren't suffering at your expense, like, fucking do what you want. But
and
like,
you're not suffering at someone else's whim.
Exactly.
That's the other
And
thing.
that's the thing, is those kind of things, when anyone amplifies an aspect of what they enjoy. And like, also the other points of like, it's dangerous to actually encourage that kind of behavior in women. Like, even just from a standpoint of, if you aren't a trad wife, if you were just a person in a relationship who has a baby, you are already going to be financially worse off when you hit retirement age, just through the sheer thing of having to give up work, through the sheer time that you have to take off. Also, because of how, finances go, often whoever stays home and looks after the child doesn't have a job, which means they then have gaps in their career, which makes it harder to get a job again when they're able to. It puts them so much further back behind. So like, let's not glorify and dial up, oh, look how cute, like, oh, and especially that Nara Smith one. They're really just ASMR videos, honestly.
Is she the one with this wearing like the freaking crazy ass outfits?
Yeah, she has the crazy outfits, and she does the hair thing. I don't even think it's satire. I think it's just her full-time job. Like, she's just made it a...
This has to be satire. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but...
No, I know all about her.
11 million followers can aspire towards.
She basically wears like
and
designer
voila,
clothing.
that was it.
To make some, I told them to give me a minute.
And voila, that was
That's fucking satire.
Well, yeah,
surely.
She's a fashion model, and that's the thing, is she wears like couture in her kitchen, and then she talks about, she's like, oh, well, my kids wanted this cereal, and because I'm not going to buy that horrible processed stuff, I decided I'd get up at 3 a.m. and make it from scratch. And it's just fucking cringe, man.
She has to be a grifter. There is no fucking way
100%.
that is her, legitimately.
100. Like, she's doing it for the bag. You cannot convince me otherwise. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Like, at the same time, like, she's happy doing what she wants and she's making money from it. Ooh,
she's getting a bag. So, like, I can't actually hate on her that much. What I hate on is the people who are dumb enough to kind of be like, oh, yeah, that's just totally an achievable thing. It's like, no. If you spend hours on TikTok just staring, or Instagram or whatever, just idolizing that, that's all it is. That's all that was designed to do, was to just make you scroll it. It wasn't designed to be real. It was designed to literally get your attention. That was it.
Yeah.
Also,
and
I
if
love
you,
this comment.
oh yeah,
Less trad wives, more Chad
Chad
wives,
wives.
please. I agree.
I mean, I could talk about this conversation forever, but I'm sure people are sick of
Yeah.
us talking about a topic which half of them probably don't
And I mean,
care
this
about.
comment here,
Maybe I don't
girl
know.
bossing is, hey, they should care about this stuff because it affects women. And if you don't care, then, well,
Well, it affects everyone. It affects women and it affects men.
exactly. And I
Mostly women,
mean,
but it affects everyone.
yeah, I also, there was a $5 from Mr. Arvids. Did you see Pearly Things get owned by their OnlyFans law? And yes, I did. Honestly, I love watching Pearly Things get fucking owned because that's the problem with most right-wing grifters, is that none of it's actually
it's
logical.
easy. Yes, and it's easy to track them up, and I don't think a lot of them truly believe what they're peddling. She is a great example of that. Is she's just spitting off talking points. She's not great in debates, and like she doesn't wholeheartedly believe what she's saying.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
fuck
I
no.
trip over my words, and if someone came for me in a debate, I'd fucking suck at it. But there are things I fundamentally believe in that you could change my mind, but they're like, it have to be pretty within my fundamental beliefs and ethics. I don't think that she believes what she's saying. I think she's just saying it because it makes her money.
Oh,
I don't-
10,000%.
Yeah.
Like, it's grifter behavior and nothing else. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I sort of get it. I mean, when the world is literally on fire, like, it's hard to actually make it in life. It's hard enough to not just have enough to scrape by. So if you could literally be like, oh, well, you can just make some really cringy fucking TikTok videos and you're set. And honestly, as long as she's smart with her money, like, she can ride this small bit of fame and cash out, and she'll be able to support her family comfortably for quite a while, or maybe even start supporting them before that. The likelihood of her getting a new house just through this influencer type of thing, I mean, it's easy.